Hello and welcome back to a new video here on the channel. Yeah, this is gonna be an interim video as I'm still waiting for some parts for the project I had planned to do. However, since I still miss some PCB, I thought let's fly again. We are currently standing in front of a very nice Boeing 777 freighter from Korean Air Cargo, and we're going to fly from Seoul Incheon today all the way to Indonesia again, this time though to Soekarno-Hatta in Jakarta. It's gonna be about a 7-hour flight. We're looking forward for it. The aircraft is already refueled, however we still need to set it up for the flight and get it out of the cold and dark state. So inside our small freighter here, okay, it's not really a small freighter, the flight deck, a 777, haven't seen that in a while. Let's sit down and set everything up. So on the overhead panel, electrical battery power on. We do not have an APU at the moment, a GPU. So let's start the APU to do that. And once we have electrical power, we can start up the ADIRU. Catering service, let's get it on board. Maybe you want a snack during the flight.
Runway awareness, okay. Meters.
Okay, there we go. Apparently they also, yeah, they connected the ground power. Let's turn on the ground power. And we can turn off the APU again. So ADIRU on, cabin utility on. Everything else here is set. Voice recorder auto. Emergency exit lights armed. Window heat all off for now. Hydraulic all off and fault. No smoking on. Seatbelt signs off. Though we have the fuel, so we can turn them on. Landing lights all off. The cargo fire test. There we go. Test completed. Engine start switch is normal. Fuel jettison all off. All fuel pumps are off. Anti-ice all auto. Let's turn on the navigation lights. Runway turn off, taxi and strobe lights off. Air conditioning set. We can reset the air conditioning though. Left and right pegs both off for now. Pleats all on auto, and can also turn off the pleat air. Engine 1 and 2. Pressurization is set and Viper off. FMC menu, FMC position in it. We are standing at Seoul Incheon, Romeo Kilo Sierra India. We're going to take the GPS position. There we go. Route. The flight is going to take us from Seoul Incheon, Romeo Kilo Sierra India. The kilo was not taken. Sierra India to Soekarno-Hatta, Whiskey India, India, India. So with the cockpit setup almost completed, let's perform our walk around here at the front. Okay, vertical and horizontal stabilizer also seem good. Now to our APU exhaust. Power left-hand engine, all good as well. Perfect. Static ports all checked. Let's head back inside the aircraft. So let's finish up the last preparation here. Let's do the checklist. Pre-flight checklist. Oxygen. Tested 100%. Flight instrument heading 154. Altimeter not yet set. 1017. Set. Push back to left, Delta 4 down to Delta onto Golf, cross via Golf, and then up the Alpha, not Bravo taxiway, to Romeo 8, onto November, and then probably Sierra. For the departure, we're going to fly out Yankee Delta 020, Yankee Delta 040, 4000 or above, Yankee Delta 070, 7000 or above, Yankee Delta 100, 10,000 or above, Yankee Delta 130, 13,000 or above, Yankee Delta 160, 16,000 or above, Yankee Delta 190, flight level 190 or above, and into Bogda. From there as filed. Korean Air 67 Juliet Heavy with information Kilo requesting IFR clearance to Jakarta.
Korean Air 67 Juliet Heavy, Incheon delivery, thanks for information Kilo, expect runway 34 right, after 2 Yankee departure. Squawk 3543.
Takeoff speeds we're going to calculate later, starting the APU. Squawk 3543. So before start checklist, V2 1904 plus 20, heading 323, altitude 4000 feet. Takeoff speeds V1 173, rotate 173, V2 174. CDO pre-flight is completed. Trim 6 units and rudder trim 0, taxi and takeoff briefing completed, and beacon lights on. Checklist completed. Ground Korean Air 76 Juliet Heavy requesting pushback and engine start.
Korean Air 67 Juliet Heavy, Incheon ground, pushback approved, pace southwest.
Okay. Parking brake
Release hoisting brakes, please. All engines clear. Start at wheel.
Okay, start at will. The APU bleed is on, so let's start with engine number 2. Let's inject the fuel. Engine 2 stabilized. Let's start engine number 1. Parking brake set, injecting the fuel.
A good engine start.
Okay, engine 2 stabilized, cockpit ground, we have a good engine start. You can disconnect. So, in the meantime for us,
Unlocking gear.
off. Before taxi checklist, anti-ice auto, recall, checked, auto brake RTO, flight
Left is clear.
controls,
Right is clear.
full left, full right, center, full up, full down, center, rudder, full left, full right, center, flight controls checked, and signal received, flight controls checked, ground equipment cleared, checklist completed. Flaps 5. 1, 5. There we go. Let's turn on the taxi lights. Okay, so there's the runway before takeoff checklist, flap 5, checklist completed. Tower Korean Air 67 Juliet Heavy, ready to go, runway 34 right.
커리언 에어 67 줄리엣 헤비, 인치언 타워, 윈드 2990 런웨이 34 라이트, 클리어드 포 테이크오프.
On runway 34 right.
Landing lights on. Okay, thrust 50%. Engine stabilized, setting takeoff thrust. Thrust set. 80. V1 rotate. Positive radar climb, gear up. So, welcome back. The first time I actually saw the sun going down in flight sim. Or at least I think so. We just got our clearance for the arrival. Let's go to departure arrival. Arrival, runway 25 left, via the AXO to Golf. I'm gonna think it's gonna be the O-back transition. Korean Air 67 Juliet Heavy. Can you give me the name of my next waypoint?
Korean Air 67 Juliet Heavy. Your next waypoint is Oldun. Identified as Oldun.
So, let's go through our arrival. Oldun, 265, flight level 280 or above. Then we're going to fly to Iguna, 265 at flight level 230 above. To Sagas, 250, flight level 170 or above. To Upnux, 230 knots, flight level 110 or above. Rutku, maximum 210 knots at 7000. Up back to Uxel, and then we come in Uxel 4000 to the runway. Red nav 111.1 ICGL, and heading off to 48. That's all checked. So when we come into 25 left, I think it's either going to be, it's most likely going to be the apron Juliet. No wait, the apron cargo, there we go. So it's actually coming quite early, so if we could roll off to like Sierra 7 and then roll back. So let's go with auto brakes 2 there. Let's go in preference, index, approach. We are going to approach with the flap, what did we calculate, flap 25. Reverser active and auto brakes 2 for a VREF of 153.
Korean Air 67 Juliet Heavy. Access to Golf, runway 25 left. Ferry ready for descent.
Okay, let's go. Just ready for descent. Korean Air 67 Juliet Heavy.
Korean Air 67 Juliet Heavy. Descent to flight level 240.
Descent to flight level 240. Korean Air 67 Juliet Heavy. Okay, let's surely go through. Recall checked. Notes are checked. Auto brake level 2. Landing data 25 minimum. We have to set the minimum though. The minimum is at 380. Barrel, yes. So there we go. And approach briefing completed. Checklist complete. Okay, we have now captured flight level 240. We are waiting for further descent instructions. And we have Indonesia now in front of us.
Korean Air 67 Juliet Heavy. Descent to flight level 180.
Descent to flight level 180, Korean Air 67 Juliet Heavy. Flight level change. VNAV, okay.
Korean Air 67 Juliet Heavy. Descent to 1000 feet. QNH 100 Nina.
Descent to 1000 feet, QNH 1019, Korean Air 67 Juliet Heavy. And to our left side there we have Jakarta. Quite nice. Lee. Okay, we are currently off by 1400. Speed brakes are all the way out in order for us to maybe capture that. Let's turn the seatbelt signs on, even though I don't know why we should have anyone on board. This is a cargo flight. Approach Korean Air 67 Juliet Heavy, flight level 110.
Korean Air 67 Juliet Heavy Jakarta radar. QNH 100 Niner expect the ILS runway to visa left with the object transiting.
Expect ILS runway 25 left with the object transition. QNH 1009, Korean Air 67 Juliet Heavy.
Korean Air 67 Juliet Heavy, descend to 7,000 feet.
Descend to 7,000 feet, Korean Air 67 Juliet Heavy. Yeah, 6 was right though. Spoilers. 1,700. Let's try and catch that up a little bit. Landing lights all on. Let's also turn on the runway turn-off lights already. It's nighttime, so let's go with the logo lights as well, in order to generate a little bit of, advertisement. So, our approach checklist, QNH 1009, set, checklist completed.
Korean Air 67 Juliet Heavy, descend to 4,000 feet.
Descent down 4,000 feet, Korean Air 67 Juliet Heavy. Yeah, the other airport, we should avoid that one. In case of anything.
Korean Air 67 Juliet Heavy, cleared direct object, cross object at or above 4,000 feet, cleared ILS runway to 5 left.
Clear direct object, cross object at or above 4,000 feet, cleared for the ILS runway 25 left, Korean Air 67 Juliet Heavy. There we go, speed brake armed. Waiting to get closer to the airport to prepare the rest. 20 miles. So the aircraft brought us down to 201 knots, which is already below the minimum maneuvering speed. We have 4 flaps up. Airspeed low, yeah, I see that. Let's get flaps 1 out already. Speed checked, flaps 1. Control the airspeed from now. Localizer captured and activating approach mode. And I think I see the runway coming out from the clouds. I have control. Dude. So, welcome back to the crash simulator. Approach mode activated. Let's get down. 15. I need speed brakes armed. I have the runway inside. I have control. There we go. Okay, auto speed brake cannot be armed, so we have to do that manually. Runway 25 left is checked.
300. Too low, flaps. Too low, flaps. Too low, flaps.
Flap 25 in the last moment.
Flaps. Too low, flaps. Too low, flaps. Too low, flaps. Too low, flaps. 20. 10.
Very nice. First screen, speed brake. $70 knots. Manual braking. Alright. Okay, so let's turn off the taxiway here. Let's turn off the landing lights. Welcome to Jakarta. So while we are taxing in, let's start up the APU. Yeah, so Seoul Airport is just too huge to load. I think beyond ADC takes like 10 minutes to load Seoul, and therefore we do not have any traffic for the second landing attempt. And there we go, Kilo 15. Let's turn off the exterior lights and taxi in here. There we go. Side parking brake shutting down engine number 1 and engine number 2. On block 1528, even though I don't really know when the original on block would have been. Yeah, welcome once again to Seika no Hata. I hope you enjoyed the flight, even though we had these unexpected turbulences in the end. Hope to see you next week, or whenever my PCB finally arrives to finish off my small YouTube project. Until then, have a wonderful rest of the day and the week. See you then. Bye bye.
Mutter, ich hab's geschafft. Schau mal. Voll cool.